boss? Are we chilling? Yo, Yuma here again with another MOB video, and we're just gonna be covering the Festive Battles hard mode. Just because I know there's a lot of people that have issues with it. I initially recorded the first and second boss separately, but I figured it probably makes more sense to have a proper guide. So yeah, we're gonna start with the first boss. I definitely lowered the volume so you don't really hear the in-game mechanics or in-game sounds too much, just because I had my mic recording during this recording. So yeah, it's just a lot of background noise, unfortunately. But you can see here, this boss likes to do a lot of sucky things to their swords. First one is always to freeze a teammate. You want three people to be on top of that frozen teammate and press the button to unfreeze them. Just quick and simple. Just gotta have teamwork. And yeah. So now we're just waiting for the boss to get to 70% here. And then he's gonna go back into the middle and grab a second sword. Jumps into the middle. And then he grabs a second sword. This one you need to spread out. You can see the hand motion. And everyone wants to spread out and press block. I didn't press block there because I was talking, unfortunately, but it should be fine as long as you don't overlap. If you overlap, it could instant kill for a lot of people. So make sure to spread out for that. Now we're just going to wait till 50%. That's when the third sword comes, and you want to stack on top for that. Rescue frozen teammate ASAP. Always rescue before anything else. Okay, now we're waiting. He's going to suck the third sword. And then you have to stack. You have to stay on top of each other. Otherwise, you take more damage. So you want all five to take hit, just so it takes less damage. Then there's always a red cone after the stack. After red cone is red AoE, and you just want to triple jump that. And it's just rinse and repeat. No more jumping into the middle. He just does it in a loop now. So just be prepared. He's going to do the purple AoE again. So spread out, block, and then immediately after, you have to group up. So I would suggest grouping up on boss to take the damage together. I accidentally dodged reflexively. I shouldn't have dodged. I should have taken the hit. I almost got Kami Pig killed there. So you can see, even if only 4 stack, it's very dangerous. You always want a 5 stack just to take the damage together. Rescue teammate. Remember, you need 3 people on it to get an instant unfreeze. Jump. Okay, now at 10%, this is the new mechanic for hard mode. This is where he summons a bunch of swords. You want to clear all the swords before the countdown. If you don't clear all the swords, he does a big AoE wipe. If you don't kill all the swords, usually only the healer and tank survives. Unless Flutist shields everybody, we might be able to survive a wipe. But usually just tank and healer survives at this point in the game with our current power levels. But as you can see here, we're very lucky. We cleared all of these broken swords just in time. Literally with 0 seconds left on the clock. He's weakened, and we just finished the boss here. Clean as day. Good stuff. So very fast. Just to preface, we do have Kami Pig in here. Kami Pig is, I think, the second strongest in the server. Very handy to have a fairy DPS, just because the third boss requires a lot of mobs cleared. So fairy AoE DPS really helps, as well as the block. The block is very helpful to tank the third boss mechanics. But enough of that about that. We're on second boss here. For second boss, mechanics are pretty much the same here. We're just waiting for the life and death animation. I know a lot of people have troubles seeing which one's life and which one's death because of the brightness. But make sure you press life. I usually try to look at the ground. It helps see life a lot better. And then X is on me. Usually X is on second or third highest DPS. and rotates. It's RNG which one it chooses. So it's on me right now. You might want to count the timer. I just kind of YOLO jump these. I just try to stay in the air as much as possible so you can avoid the big AoE that happens right now, the big spinning attack. So just always try to keep it in the corner if you are the one with the X, and just kind of jump around, but don't waste all your stamina jumping. You want to make sure. So now X is on Blaze, but you just want to make sure that you leave yourself room to get out of the way of the big expansion of the circle, if that makes sense. Anyways, we're all on life. It's the same thing. Next phase 3 is at 40%, and at 40%, she sticks 2 people with nails. You have to immediately get the nails out, and then wait for the red AoE to pop up, and then throw the nail.
Get ready for nails.
So you can see here, Rosaria Ice Blaze has nails.
One on Ice Blaze, if we can get it.
And we just grab the nails.
X
I have X on
Yuma.
me again, which is bad because I also have nails, and you have to be in range to throw the nails. So you can see here, I'm kind of juggling the task of avoiding my teammates with the X, and then I have to get in close to throw the nail, and then kind of get back in the corner as much as possible. Thankfully, I jumped at that time and dashed out of the way. And yeah, we're pretty much in the clear. Nothing too crazy with the second boss. The hard mechanics haven't really done too much to us.
Nail on myself.
I almost didn't get my nail removed. I'm like panicking, like, yo, please get the nail out.
Yuma.
Thankfully,
Thank you. X
Death came in time and saved me. But yeah, Death Note is the #1 beggar, I think, on our side as well, of our server. So we have the strongest fairy and the strongest tank beggar, I guess you could say. And then Ice Blaze and I are kind of like top 10 power for strategists.
Hella fast with Kami.
And then Rosaria is, I think, top 10 for fairy as well. But here is the third and infamous boss. This boss is the one that seems to have a lot of people stumped. This one is a big DPS check. There are things you can do to kind of help mitigate your RNG chances. But yeah, at 10%, he does go berserk and almost one-shot everybody. We'll talk about that in a bit. Here, the mobs always target the healer. So you want your healer to always go to the boss and then try to group them up together so we can clear them out much quicker. Very nice and simple. That's where the fairy DPS comes into play with the AoE. Now we're focusing infantry general. Pretty nice and simple. Usually you want to designate people to take on the role for when you fight infantry general, the infantry archer, and the horse. You usually want to, in advance, have someone pick it up. Here we are. Death has the shield. Run to death. And we're safe. Now we just fight the archers. Usually you just want to clear out the mob archers first before the main archer, just because they do a lot of extra DPS and can hurt us in the long run, so it makes sense to clear them out first. Pretty good. Seems Death accidentally left one of the archers at 1%. Go back into the shield ASAP. Shield phase will never end until you kill the archer general. So make sure you're always on top of that. Get ready for those big red AoEs that can wipe the team. And always be prepared to run to shield user. So here, you don't want to pick up the bow right away. Just focus on DPS, but make sure you have someone designated for the bow. You have to get the boss down to 50% before the archer phase happens. And you can't tab target these guys on the PC, so you want to have to click and then attack So Kami's using the bow here and getting ready to hit them preemptively. So nothing really changed from Festive Hard normal. Same mechanics. The only thing that really changed was the 10% on each boss doing something different. Although I don't think the second boss really did much in terms of different. Maybe just double the nails. More mechanic more often. But yeah. So we're coming up to the 10% phase, and we're going to talk about that. Here we finished the horse archer. So now we got someone on horse. You want to use the horse to ram the boss's shield, to pop the shield. After this weak phase, he'll start rampaging. So just be ready to pop Snow Curtain. Your Snow Curtain should be on healer. This will help share the damage so you won't get one shot. And you also want a DPS buff, mastery on one of your DPS. So that way you can help DPS race it down much quicker. So Death Note's going to have to put all his damage reduction down and try to block and guard as many hits as possible, with the healer prioritizing heals on the tank. Luckily, if your healer has not resurrected, you can resurrect the tank again to just take aggro and take some more sponge hits, just to give the DPS more time to kill it. You definitely want to save your ults as well as mastery, Roots of Kung Fu, for that DPS rush. But that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys get it done. It is a DPS check. You do need a certain amount of power to kind of clear it. But I believe in you guys. You guys got it. And best of luck. I'll see you in the next one.